Turn the mic on. Truth in the building. No filters. No politics. No apologies. Dr. Ken, let's go. We don't quit till the whole thing shake. Truth hit hard, make the whole world wait. Real talk loud when the system fade. Stand tall, even when the whole ground break. No fear, no foe, no retreat. Pressure make diamonds when the fire meet heat. All gas, no brakes. When the truth gon' speak, Dr. Ken in the booth.
Truth don't sleep.
Came from the bottom when survival was a law. Learn real quick what respect really costs. Everybody got opinions from afar, but they ain't never had to carry those scars. Built from pressure, discipline, pain. Some lose focus, some lose aim. Some sell souls just to chase that fame. I build my brick by brick, no shame. See the world get weak when it need a moment. Too many followers pretending they friends. Too many loud mouths scared to defend any real conviction when the pressure set in. But I stand on business, stand on code, stand on truth when the lies explode. Some fold up when the road gets cold. Some become legends when the story gets told. We don't quit till the whole thing shake. Truth hit hard, make the whole world wait. Real talk loud when the system fades. Stand tall, even when the whole ground breaks. No fear, no foe, no retreat. Pressure make diamonds when the fire meet heat. All gas, no brakes. When the truth gon' speak, Dr. Ken is on.
Truth don't sleep.
Frank. Candid.
Straight to the point.
If nobody else gon' say it, I will. Yeah. Mic check, truth coming live again. Built for the storm, I don't hide from when. Everybody tough when the lights are bright. Different story when it's dark outside at 10. I done seen pride make kings collapse. Seen weak minds get trapped in traps. Seen good people never fight back. Seen fake leaders disappear too fast. So I speak for the workers, speak for the tired, speak for the people still trying to climb higher. Speak for the ones still building through fire, trying to lead this world better than prior. And if the truth hurt, let it hurt a little. Growth don't happen staying safe in the middle. Either build your life or become a riddle. Either move the crowd or get played like fiddle. We don't quit till the whole thing shake. Truth hit hard, make the whole world wait. Real talk loud when the system fades. Stand tall, even when the whole ground break. No fear, no foe, no retreat. Pressure make diamonds when the fire meet heat. All gas, no brakes. When the truth gon' speak, Dr. Ken in the booth.
Truth don't sleep.
Oh! Dr. Ken's truth. Frank, Dr. Ken's truth. Dr. Ken's truth. Dr. Ken's truth. Frank, Candid.
Straight to the point, to the point.
Good afternoon and welcome. Evening for some people, I think. Well, it should depend on where you are. If you further than the Pacific Atlantic Ocean, you might be later. But if you're on the East Coast, it's only 5 o'clock. Here it's 4 o'clock Central Time. Welcome to Dr. Ken's Truth. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris, and we are having a great day today. I see everybody here. Remember, if you want to support the show, you can go to Dr. Ken's swag.printify.me, all one word. Just go through all that stuff. Later this week, I'm going to be off. But I think what I'm going to do is toss in a quick, maybe somewhere between 15 and 30 minutes to jump on, see what's up, say what's up, how's it going. I'm going to be doing some traveling, so I thought I'd, jump in this week, even though it's a crazy week. I appreciate you being here, and so I don't want to let you down. So I'm going to jump in, 4 o'clock every day. I'm going to dive in, say, what's up? How's it going? Maybe I'll just check in and hit the YouTube chat, see what's going on. Y'all can question me and ask me questions and talk about all the things that are going on. But I just wanted to say it's good to be back. Hey, what's up, Kawanda? She is the study hall monitor. We don't want to get in trouble. So Let me see who else is up in here. Where's Sincere? I ain't seen there he is. Hey, what's up, Sincere? How's it going? What's up, Todd? And it's me, Essie. So she hanging out in here, causing trouble, irritating people. Wow. That one guy found it. What's up, man? How's it going? Hey, Kathleen, did you get my email that I sent back to you? I sent you a reply, even though I was 4 days late. I got to start checking my email every day. I got to start putting it in my rhythm of doing everything. That one guy said, "Sorry, I've been ghosting you." You haven't been ghosting me. Everything's good. What's up? That one guy said, "Well, Dr. Ken, that's a lot of invasive stuff behind me, buckthorn." Well, you don't know where I'm at, so maybe it's not invasive. Maybe it was put there for a reason. Know what I'm saying? Hey, what's up, Curly Q? She saying hello to everybody. Todd said, "Got my genius design mug." Well, I wouldn't say genius design, but I kind of just used 2 fingers and typed in some information. So, but thank you for that, Todd. Appreciate it. Go over to the site, see all the mugs and all that. That supports the show, helps pay for the things that I need in order to be here with you each and every day. So I just thought I'd be here and thought I'd I'm missing some stuff. Let me look in here. I'm missing some stuff. Let me check. No, not that. Not that. I'm doing my technical stuff on the air while I'm doing it, so just so you know. Yeah, I'm missing some stuff. Let's see. There we go. Let's do that. All right, that's more like it. Couldn't find my banner. Like, wait a minute. What am I missing? So, I'm just waiting on Sir Chance to jump in so he can start tripping and saying stuff and harassing me, making me feel bad, So the next time I take off, I'm not gonna tell anybody. I'm gonna just pretend like somebody upset me, and then I'm gonna just say that person caused me to not be here. Like that one guy, you weren't here and you ghosted me, and I felt so bad I had to take some days off. Is that good enough? All right. All right. I think it was good enough. I thought it was, I thought it was up there. I thought it did the work. I just want to put this out there as a question, and you can talk about it in the chat. Who's doing the most damage to Black people today? And so before you answer, while you're answering, while you're thinking about it, hear me out. I said this before, history is history. Slavery, segregation, redlining, all that other stuff. We got it. We understand. I'm not belittling it. I'm not diminishing it. It was significant. It was impactful. And it's one of the reasons why Black people aren't moving forward today. And we shouldn't pretend otherwise. No matter how great we have it, no matter how wonderful we get, bottom line is that we should never pretend that we are doing as well as people pretend. Got it? Yeah, I know I used the word twice. But while we're fighting yesterday's battles, what about today? I don't know if y'all heard the news over the weekend, right? Who's pulling the trigger in a neighborhood, in our neighborhood? Who's scamming and taking money from seniors, breaking into houses and sexually assaulting seniors? Who's bullying Black children, right? And I'm not a big fan of, well, you're a bully, because sometimes kids need to toughen up. But when you get teased, like I did, for speaking the King's English, for getting good grades, for wanting to be a doctor or a cop or a nurse or a lawyer or an educator, who glorifies violence? Who glorifies disrespect or irresponsibility? And we pretend like you're being authentic. You're being yourself. Don't lose yourself. And I'm going to tell you, some kids going to work today, one of the reasons why they get fired is because they think they can go to work and be authentic. They need to figure out what part of them goes to work. You don't have to lose yourself, but you need to figure out who's going to go to work. So I'm trying to think of a good nickname. Sharon, whose nickname is Shanae, you don't accidentally take Shanae to work. Does that make sense? Every single weekend, we hear about another shooting. The victim is black, the suspect is black, and we don't hear nothing. This last weekend, 2 women were run over by a car and killed. Hit and run driver? Nothing. Every year we hear about another teacher trying to educate kids. Parents aren't there. Parents are disengaged, or the parents are just overwhelmed. They have too much responsibility and they can't get it all together, and that's understandable. We talk about economic inequality. Billions of dollars leave our community, but it's us leaving. We take our money and spend it somewhere else. Now, I'm not blaming black people. I'm not throwing black people under the bus. No community can arrest its way to poverty, to prosperity, right? Sometimes we have poverty, and sometimes those are the decisions that we made. But then if you commit a crime, there's an arrest. No government program can replace parents who are not there. Not free lunch, not free breakfast, not free dinner. No law can force people to respect education. You decide you don't want to go to school and you don't get a job, that's on you. No grant can manufacture integrity. No politician, as we found out in the city of Milwaukee with our politicians, can give us what we refuse to build ourselves. The greatest victories happen in a black community because we held each other accountable. Just like y'all do and holler at me here. Well, you said you was going to be here on such and such day. And you said you was going to, y'all jump on me. And for me to do that, it requires commitment, just like you. Now, I'm not trying to guilt you. I'm trying to show you where the power is, because if we truly believe somebody has all the power to destroy us, then we're admitting that we have very little power to help ourselves. And we know that's not true. I don't believe it. Our greatest strength has always been our willingness to lift while we climb. But those strengths only matter if we choose to use them. And a lot of us are not choosing to use them. Accountability starts with you looking in the mirror and starting with you. Because the community issues we have in Milwaukee were built yesterday. Because of what we did yesterday, we have issues today. What happens tomorrow is built on choices we make today. Otherwise, our legacy to our children is nothing more than a trail of tears. I had a conversation with a friend of mine today, and he reminded me of an old adage that I had forgotten. And when he said it, I didn't want to admit it, but it was so apropos that I took it kind of hard. I had to stop talking to him. I took it kind of hard. And when you look in the mirror and you see that person standing in the mirror looking back at you, you can say it to yourself. I've seen the enemy, and it is us. don't be teasing me. I get to rock with the music too. So you're listening to Dr. Ken's Truth. I'm here every Monday through Thursday from 4 till about 5 o'clock. Try to do about an hour every day. So also remember Dr. Ken's Swag, all one word, DrKensswag dot Printify, about to say purify, Printify.me. So let me look at the weather. What's the weather going on today? It is hot outside, as you can see. I'm sitting outside. I prefer the heat to the cold. Some air conditioning is just crazy. There's a heat advisory today from 12 noon till about 8 o'clock Wednesday night. Right now it's 96 degrees with a little touch of humidity. It feels like 99. The high today is 97. So we probably hit that already, and we're on our way back down. But don't fear. By 10 o'clock tonight, it'll only be 83 degrees. And there probably won't be a breeze. And it'll probably be pretty, hot outside. So I think the city of Milwaukee is about to make another mistake. I came across this story on CBS 58 about this real estate deal, right? Publicly financed. And I'm sorry, it was from the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, JS Online. There's an article by Tom Dakin. Publicly financed parking structure could come to Walker's Point. So really what they're doing is the neighborhood can get publicly funded parking structure to support its ongoing growth. $500,000 feasibility study for the structure is part of a larger 17 plus million, 2 million. The city spending proposal. Oh, what? You don't want to give us $3 million to forgiving since it helps the city. Funding will come from tax incremental finance district at Reed Street Yards, anchored by Wright Heights headquarters. And the proposal, which also includes funding for infrastructure and housing, requires Common Council approval. I say Common Council vote no. Why? Because I'm tired. The taxpayers pay for it. Remember that guy we just had on the show about city development? That is exactly what we were talking about. B. Lebre Cafelli wrote the book on city development. Go to Amazon and check it out. It's another numbskull idea from the mayor, and no wonder they named him after a car. Anyway, he thinks he can just run over people, giving money away, $17 million to build a parking lot, and we haven't paid $17 million to fix the holes in the street. Got to fight over it. It's just asinine. He keeps giving construction companies a pass. He keeps giving construction companies easy money, and that is why we need a new mayor. It is. That is why we need a new mayor. I'm going to just say it publicly. It's time to go. It's time to fix the way we have financing in the city so that politicians are able to pad the pockets of people that vote to put them in office, and the city taxpayers have to pay the risk. We got to pay the interest. We pay the penalties. We pay the taxes, and they get richer. And I am not saying you shouldn't be rich. That's not what I'm saying. But when you take advantage of a structure that was set up by the federal government that trickles its way down to the state, trickles its way to the county, trickles its way to City Hall, and you give away money. Oh, but they funded it. Yeah, they funded part of it. They didn't fund 17.2 million. And when you start building it, guess what? We take all the risk. And if that development fails, we got to keep paying for it. And it's just asinine. I just don't understand. For the life of me, I just don't understand. So I'm gonna start a poll. I want you to come to Milwaukee, the city, and everything that's going. Is our city hall, is our common council, is our elected city officials, are they on a Ferris wheel or a clown car? Because I'm gonna tell you, this is asinine. Why do we keep it? Taxes keep going up, gas keeps going up. Something we can't control, but you control it with tax. We're taxed on everything. Makes no sense. We keep giving it away and giving it away and giving it away. Till eventually people are going to move out of the city. And one of the reasons we're paying so much in taxes is because people are moving out of the city. You fix Fond du Lac, you fix Lisbon, got construction on the northwestern part of Lisbon Avenue, just south of 100th, down to about 84th, maybe even down to 76th Street. Look at all those angle streets. You think it's by accident? They fix up Forest Home Avenue. You think it's by accident? It's so people from the suburbs can come. The city of Milwaukee taxpayers pay to fix the road, and then they go back home not having spent a dime in your city. But their job is here, they make their money here, and they pay zero taxes here. Meanwhile, homeowners pay over and over and over and over and over. And it just makes no sense. I just don't understand why we keep doing that. I just don't understand. Is it because we have somebody black that's in office? I was listening to a white talk show host who talked about voting Democrat and Republican and voting for, they don't admit it, but they do vote for race. White people vote for race, but they don't really have to, because if in your mind you think white people are just smarter than everybody else, then for you, it's a no-brainer voting for white people. And I understand that completely. But when black people do it, don't get mad, because a black person thinks a black person is going to look out for their issues better than a white person. That's all I'm saying. Let me check this YouTube chat, because it's kind of blown up. Hey, what's up, Jasmine? What's going on? I see you. Jasmine said, hey, y'all, I agree, Dr. Ken. Yep. That one guy said the city is making roads hostile for daily commuters, all these dumb bike lanes and bump outs. Well, we got to have the bike lanes. Like, we have to have the bike lanes because people ride bikes and scooters and all that other nonsense. But let's at least give them their lane. But we're cutting buses, but we say we want people to either carpool? We got too many cars on the street. I thought that was why we bought buses. You drive through Madison and there's so many buses, it's like all they do is spend their money on buses. It's just weird. It just makes no sense. That one guy said it decreases the quality of driving. The roads, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. That's not always true. That's not always true. If you need help or you're sick, the needs of the few should outweigh the needs of the many. That's why we have social programs. Not everybody is on a social program. In that instance, homeless, or what do y'all call them? Unhoused. We just keep changing words to make it sound better than it really is. Anyway, we have to help some people. I wouldn't be here today. I don't think I would be what people would call a success today had I not had social programs growing up that helped us with my father's death benefit for Social Security and VA benefits because he was a veteran, that helped me go to college, that helped pay for my room and board. I mean, I'm just, that we were on welfare and food stamps, and that's how we made it growing up, and made sure we had a little bit of money left to make sure the rent got paid and the heating got paid and food was on the table. People are struggling. And I remember that clearly. But at some point, when you have less people in the city of Milwaukee, what are we going to do? That one guy said we can help the bikers by getting them cheap cars, which would be cheaper than expensive bump outs and bike lanes. Well, you personally don't like that, but I don't know if that's going to change. And the bump outs are already made, and the bike lanes are already there. So what you going to do? Go back and switch them out or something? I don't know. Anyway, so I was doing my research today, and I found a story that was on CBS 58, and I thought it was interesting, and I'm going to talk about this story later. But it was from CBS 58, and I called them, said, "Hey, y'all got to fix this because you have information in here that makes no sense." And you know, so when I called CBS 58, I talked to the person downstairs who answered the phone or wherever they are, and then they transferred me into the newsroom, and I talked to the guy that sat on the desk. So this is the assignment editor, right, who sits at the desk, goes back and forth. Now, from the sound of the person, I'm not going to say who the person sounded. I got a name, but I'm not going to give the name. I called, I talked to the person, I said, "Hey, you got this story," and I'm reading the story, and the story it was a great story. I get it. It was written. I said, but, you know, I'm thinking this. I'll tell you what I said later. But I told him, you have a story on here, and it reads, a pedestrian, a 48-year-old and 49-year-old were killed. Family has identified the victims, and they gave their name, and they said May Daber, Amy Austin, and May Daber. And so he's kind of looking at me like, yeah. I'm like, you gave me 2 people were killed. The family identified 3 people. So, but were they twins or were they? And he goes, "Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying." Now, there was another story that could kind of go either way, where it was Greendale, and Greenfield responded and assisted them. Well, you probably should have put in the story that Greenfield came to assist and made the arrest. But the way they worded it was like it happened in Greendale, and Greenfield came and assisted and made the arrest. I'll give them that one. But is anybody reading these stories? I mean, I let them know. But they didn't seem to care. They were like, yeah, whatever. Hey, if you want to make yourself look foolish, go right ahead. I mean, is AI writing these stories or what? And I like CBS 58. I watch it all the time. It's one of my favorite TV stations to watch in terms of news, because it's fairly in the middle. You know, I can't tell if somebody's being conservative. I can't tell if somebody's being liberal. I can just kind of hear the news, right? Their personal feelings don't drift in. I mean, unless you're talking about weather or sports, their personal feelings don't drift in, how they personally feel about a story or whether they agree or disagree or the person should be. I see every now and then, I see slippage on some of the other stations, but I don't see it as much on CBS 58. So I got to give them kudos. I appreciate the way that they present and the way that they write. I think that it's kind of in the middle. And I think it's good. But I'm just saying, pay attention, because if I did it, let me quit lying. When I do it, I get ripped, and I get ripped about everybody that's in the YouTube chat. By the way, every Monday through Thursday, I'm here at 4 o'clock on Dr. Ken's Truth. You can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, and right here on YouTube. So make sure you hang out. Of course, you can always go to Spotify, and I get my episodes posted up there as much as possible. Todd said, one guy, why don't they put a wheel tax on the bikes too? That makes sense to me. But we used to license bikes and then we stopped. You know why, right? Because the cops are harassing black folks, trying to make them prove they own the bike and locking people up and doing nonsense like that. So I understand that part. Let me see. When we come back, I want to tell you a story. And I have a McDonald's story. And before you scream and holler, and before you get mad, yes, I have a McDonald's story. Yes, I fell off the wagon. I didn't fall off the wagon. I planned to eat, but instead of being able to go to Culver's, I went to McDonald's. My story, my stress, when we come back. Hello, how's it going? We're back. Hi, back. Anyway, so I went to McDonald's because Culver's was just so overcrowded and had so many people there, and it was just crazy. I should have known because I tried to order online and online was off. Like the store didn't even pop up in the online thing. So I thought, well, I'm kind of jacked, so I'll go. And when I drove through the lot, I didn't see a lot of cars. Like, oh, okay, it's lunchtime. It's not a big deal. And I go in, and it's a line through the place. Now, it wasn't that it was a line. It was a line full of kids. So you know that was a mess. So I said, yeah. And I made a fatal mistake. Well, it wasn't fatal. Well, might have been for them. So I'm going to go to Carter Street, go to McDonald's. So I went to McDonald's. So I go in, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I did. I ordered a Big Mac meal. And I look on the screen, and it says Big Mac meal, which includes a medium fry, medium soda, Big Mac for $9.29. So, okay. Bet. I said, let me have a Big Mac meal. He says, okay. And so I should have known something, and that's on me. I should have known something when I went in, and the guy handed me, he rang it up. He said, you want a receipt? After the fact. And then he started moving because he expected me to say no. And I said, yes, I want a receipt. Gives me my receipt. I see it's number 2, whatever. And I go in. And he hands me my cup. I say, hey, can I have my cup? He goes, sure. And he hands me a large cup. Now, I'm thinking to myself, might be a little arrogant. I think to myself, he's giving me a cup, and he gave me a large. So that was pretty cool. Well, I said that was nice of him. I ordered a medium, he gave me a large cup. I get my order. I get in the car. I'm driving. I open up. Everything in the order is a large. I didn't want a large fry, and I didn't eat a large fry, but he gave me a large fry. I'm like, I'm not eating all this. The whole point was to eat a medium, and I don't eat all the medium fries. I'm like, okay, I'm kind of overindulged in fries. So I go back and I check my ticket and find out he rung up a large. When I asked him for the Big Mac meal, he rung up a large meal. I thought to myself, I said, why would he do that? So I call, say, hey, why did you give me a large, right? Well, the manager never came to the phone because nobody answered the phone. Nobody. Now, I haven't been to McDonald's in years. Made the fatal mistake of it wasn't fatal, but it just, sounds like that. I go back and there's no answer. I call, no answer. What's going on? I look at my receipt and it says $10 and let me see. It was $9.29. It was like $10.49. And I thought to myself, you just charged me $1.20 more when you were supposed to give me the medium. But then I realized they automatically do that. Now that's my assumption, but they kind of automatically give you the larger meal. So if you don't say a medium, they automatically charge you for a large and give you a large. And I thought to myself, that's kind of messed up, right? But then I thought back. The black kid, and I'm saying that because that's the detail that I remember. It was an Asian kid that waited on me. It was a black kid. Only one of the kiosks worked. So there was like 2 or 3 people standing around the other kiosk to use it. That's why I went to the register. And sure enough, they had all large fries in there. And I'm thinking to myself, so somewhere somebody told you to always charge people for the large soda and fries, even though your advertising on your board says if I order a Big Mac meal, it comes medium. I wonder how many people you have jacked charging them an extra $1.20. Like, can you imagine how much money you might make in a day by upcharging people without them knowing? Well, they should know. They should check. You should tell them. People trust you to give them what they ask for. So if your sign says $9.29, and one of the reasons I noticed it is because when they were done, I also got a chocolate shake, and the bill came out $16, and I'm like, what? 16? Now I know I got a shake extra, but $16? Well, that's what they did. They upcharged. And so I filed a complaint with the Wisconsin Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Affairs. I said, if you're not going to answer the phone, I guess I need to make it official. Did I do the right thing? I would say so. If you think so, think not, hit me in the YouTube chat. But I thought that is the way people are doing business now. I have to nickel and dime you for everything. Because one, it's my money. You're giving me the service, but now you expect me to pay more because you want more. And that is not a business that I'm going to do business with. So what I did is I found out who owned it. And I found out the stores that they own, and I'm never going to those stores. Now, I'm not going to put them on blast on YouTube and, people get mad and want to file lawsuits and all that stuff. But I'm not. I will never, ever go back to the Golden Arches again. Ever. I'm not. You do what you want to do. I'm not telling you not to go. I'm just telling you my experience. And I filed a complaint about it. And then I'm going to send a complaint to corporate. I'm going to go down on that little ticket that says, if you want to we'll give you a free. I don't want your free anything. Because when you do great, I call. I say, hey, you did a great job. I fill out the poll. Hey, you did a wonderful job. When you do bad, I fill out the poll and I call too. And so I just thought that was unconscionable that they do that. I wonder how many seniors have been cheated or taken advantage of or just, end up paying for things that they shouldn't pay for, but because you decided that you wanted more money. I don't know why you did it. I don't know why you did it. And I don't really care if it's your store policy or not, because if it's your store policy, oh, that's trash and somebody shouldn't be. Anyway, I can only speak for me. I'm not going back to your store. I'm not going back. So there's a poll in the YouTube chat in terms of what would you compare Milwaukee leadership to? If it were a fair ride and you were comparing it to Milwaukee leadership, what comparison would you make? And so right now, oh wow, 20% said a Ferris wheel, 80% said a clown car. I am pretty much hard pressed to disagree. So let me see. Let me see what y'all talking about in the YouTube chat before I hit my 5 before 5. I don't even know what time it is, believe it or not. Oh, they're still going back and forth about the pollution and the cars and the all that. That one guy said, "Is there a number I can call and rant to you, Dr. Ken?" Absolutely not. I do have a number, but I'm not. I don't know if I'm ready to have y'all calling and ranting. I don't know. I keep putting that off because all I see the stuff that's going on with Sherwin Hughes' show. I'm like, I don't want y'all hollering and cussing and doing all that stuff. Jasmine said you did the right thing. Todd said that's a ripoff. Just goes to show the majority of people just pay and don't say anything. They don't. And probably feel good because they got more food, but they pay for it. They said the Culver's was across the street from the McDonald's. I think we can guess where that was and who the owner is. Who is it? Put in the chat. Curly Q said, that's what Curly Q said. She said, I always want the large fry, but never the large soda. I hate the large soda too much. Well, I went off the wagon this week. I think I've been doing pretty good. So I treated myself. Unfortunately, instead of treating myself to Culver's, like I always do, I treated myself to McDonald's. Big mistake. Big, huge. Did I say huge? Huge mistake. And so I'm never going to make that mistake again. Hey, when we come back, top 5 before 5 up next. Well, we're back. Dr. Ken's Truth here, Monday through Thursday at 4 o'clock Central Time, right here on Facebook, LinkedIn, and, of course, YouTube. You can always go to my YouTube page at Dr. Ken's Truth. Make sure you subscribe, and you'll get a notification every time I show up. Just turn on your notifications, and you'll get notified every time I do. So, that being said, I got to go back and check the poll. Somebody remind me to go back. Well, I got to check the YouTube chat to make sure I check the poll. So if I can check the YouTube chat, then I should be able to check the poll. So why am I asking you to do that? I don't know.
Number 5.
So I didn't hear it, but did you all hear number 5? Did y'all hear? Let me check the YouTube chat. Did you hear number 5? Yes or no? I had to put it on there. Put it in there. Otherwise, I'm going to hit it again. There's a little slight delay. Okay, you did hear it. Okay. All right. My top 5, of course, I got to give you a weather update. It's currently 97 degrees. We've hit our high of 97. And for those of you, another heat wave starts today. This from CBS 58. Second heat wave in 3 weeks has arrived, and high temperatures will reach into the 90s for the next few days. Tomorrow's going to be the hottest day. potentially the hottest of the year with temperatures reaching the upper 90s. We'll probably pop 100. High temperatures should still get well into the 90s through Thursday and Friday, but they'll still come close. Friday will drop to about 88, but they're expecting 97 on Wednesday, 94. I'm sorry, 97 on Thursday, 94 on Wednesday, 90 on Thursday, and then it'll drop a whole 2 degrees to 88. Are you really going to notice that the weather dropped from 90 to 88 degrees? I mean, really? I don't think so. I don't. I can't find my number 4. There it is.
Number 4.
Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez fired her campaign manager for impropriety. Believes that she just had a news conference in the last hour. Believes she overestimated her finances by about $100,000. Does anybody care? Anybody? Going once, going twice. All together now. No.
Number 3.
The MPS school fire update. So, the fire happened. We talked about it last week or late the week before last. Milwaukee school officials are still deciding whether to rebuild Lincoln Avenue School after the major fire. And the cause of the fire is still unknown. The building is set for demolition, and students and staff from Lincoln Avenue School will relocate to Casimir Pulaski High School up the road on 2500 block of West Oklahoma for the upcoming school year. You know what I say? Leave it down. Just leave it. I mean, it's done. Stick a fork in it. Don't rebuild it. Don't go through all this nonsense of trying to rebuild the school. And remember, I've been talking about moving for, I don't know, 2-3 years. Well, it looks like Battle Creek, Michigan is probably not the place.
Number 2.
So, from newsone.com, we understand profiling. Not profiling in a racial sense, but if you understand law enforcement the way you understand it, profiling is a part of the job. Some people don't like it. They don't like the word, but to understand the decisions that have to be made in order to determine whether or not you have reasonable suspicion or probable cause, stuff like that, it's built with what you see. So when you profile, that's one thing. How you profile is based on your implicit bias. So if you're biased against people that are different than you, then you're always going to go after that person. Well, a police officer in Battle Creek, Michigan, clearly didn't understand reasonable suspicion or probable cause, because he stopped a kid, black teen, and said he looked guilty because he appeared to be nervous and because he grabbed his crotch area, which in the cops' view meant that he was acting like someone who committed a crime. Yeah, I know it makes no sense to me. Well, now another picture-perfect example has gone viral, exposing another white cop who thinks any old excuse will do when they've spotted a black person whom they're looking to harass and place in handcuffs while they embark on a fishing expedition, hoping to find a criminal offense to justify the stop. Now, this is something that's written by someone who I don't take to be a journalist because of the way that it was written. And it was written by Zach Lindley, published on the 12th of July. And I understand it. This is not necessarily a journal, but when you put news, even if it's black news, if you put news in your title, I think it should be written where I don't want to hear your opinion on anything. I just want you to report the facts. Report the information and let us make up our own mind. Don't make it up for us. So black leaning is one thing. Now, was it a bad stop based on the information I have? Yes. Not based on the opinion of the writer. Absolutely not. to the point where it kind of turns me off when I start hearing your opinion, because I don't really care about your opinion. I want you to give me the facts. Now, granted, you got a teen who's walking down the street, who's wearing a jacket with a hood on, and it's smoking hot. Now, last time that happened to me, I ended up arresting a guy with a shotgun on him. This was decades ago. He had a shotgun under his coat with a rope attached to the stock, and he slung it over his shoulder and then put a heavy coat on and went walking down the street. Problem was, it was either the third going into the fourth or the fourth going into the fifth. And here this white kid, 6'3", 6'4", about 285, all muscle, walking down the street with a jacket on. And I stopped him. I said, "Hey, dude, is everything okay?" He goes, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "It's like 90 degrees outside and you have a 3/4 length, fake leather coat on. Is everything all right?" He goes, "Sure." I said, "Do me a favor. I just want to check and make sure everything's okay. Put your hands on the front of the car." And when he leaned over and put his hands in front of the car, the gun slid out and hit my front bumper. And then I took him into custody, and he had a gun and all that stuff. But it was just, I walked into it. This cop, and you can see the video, he should have just detained him and talked to him. But you actually put him in handcuffs? And handcuffs are not considered a use of force in some states. So I think that was a bit over the top. That's just me. And then finally, I was about to complain because there was a story that I read earlier. I read a couple stories about the flock camera, and you had I think a sergeant and a detective, or a detective and a sergeant. Cops were getting in trouble. I know at least 2 of them got charged. I think one pled guilty and all that. Misconduct in public office because of these flock cameras, because you can track where a plate goes throughout the city. You can track boyfriends and girlfriends and rivals and where they're going, and wives and husbands and all kind of nonsense, right? Because you can use it for the wrong reason. And so they decided to use it for the wrong reason. They got caught. Ironically, the detective that investigated the other person, the first person who got charged, was misusing it and abusing it himself. And now he has been charged with misconduct in public office. And so there was an article from Milwaukee Police Chief Jeffrey Norman. There was an article that he's quoted in as saying that they want to keep flock. And just because 2 cops have used it in the wrong way, the majority of them are not. And so it's a good investigative tool, and on and on and on. And I was about to argue against what Chief Norman said until
Number 3.
Oh, I pressed the wrong number. Can you believe it?
Number 1.
All right, we'll get there. So we got the story about the 2 pedestrians, and I want to go through that because this happened the other day, and it bothered me in some kind of way. Story from JSR: 2 women were killed and run on Sunday, Titonia in the Arlington Heights neighborhood, when a black SUV speeding fatally struck pedestrians, 49-year-old woman and a 48-year-old woman. That's a statement of Milwaukee policeman. Medical examiner's office identified that it was 48-year-old May Daber, Daider, of Wausau, and 49-year-old Amy Austin of Milwaukee. Medical examiner's office said the women were attempting to cross the road outside of Shenanigans, a bar at 36, which then fled the scene. Both women were pronounced dead at the scene, and the police say they're looking for an unknown driver and the black SUV. They ask anybody with information to contact Milwaukee Police Department at 414-935-7360. And of course, if you want to remain anonymous, contact Crime Stoppers at 414-224-TIPS. It's the 3rd fatal crash involving pedestrians in less than a week. And I was about to scream and complain. oh my gosh, it's terrible. I can't believe it, blah, blah, blah. Only to find out the use of Flock would be able to track those vehicles if they didn't have plates throughout the city. If you know the direction of travel, you could check video along the way to see if you can identify them or the driver. Unfortunately, it was at night. And then I had to side with Chief Norman. We do need Flock. We do need it to help us understand what people are doing and why they're doing it in the city of Milwaukee. And as I said before in my opening, we have to do something about Black crime here in Milwaukee. We have to do something. It has gotten out of control. It is totally out of control. Somebody say, is the connection choppy for everyone else, or is it just my spectrum cutting up? Todd said, me too. Curly Q said, I got spectrum too, and it's choppy for me. Wow. Wow. Todd said, that one guy said, water your tomatoes tonight, Dr. Ken. I don't eat tomatoes. See how I need to block you? I need to block you from being on my show. That one guy. You know why? Because you know I'm allergic to tomatoes. So why would you say that? That one guy said, Sherwood is on tonight. I'm going to get a bit tipsy and call him. Yeah, right. Okay. All right. Get yourself in trouble. And so it just disturbs me that we let people get away with these things. We don't call. We don't, we have to start policing our own community. We can't complain about the police doing what they do. We are going to have to step up, and we're going to have to make sure our community, our seniors, our kids are safe. And until we do, the only problem and the only complaint is with us. Let me go back and check my poll. Let me finalize my poll and see what's going on. And so I don't know if you know, the poll was whether or not the poll was if we had to compare the city of Milwaukee leadership to a fair ride, would it be a Ferris wheel or a clown car? Well, 86% of y'all said clown car. 14% said Ferris wheel. So I get it. So because y'all complaining about choppy and complaining about what's going on, I'll try to do this from a different location so I can get y'all better connections. Hey, God bless, take care. If you're on the road, sincere, be careful, drive safe. Climb to get to class, or put your phone down and go to work, or go to class, do what you're supposed to do. All right. That one guy, leave people alone. Todd, good to see you. Let me check my right quick. Let me go from the bottom up. Let's see who's up in here. That one guy, Sincere, Jazz, Todd, Curly Q. SE, they was going on. And of course, Willie Jones. Willie ran up in here. What's up? Quanda. I did say Todd, didn't I? Did I say Todd again? Did I say Todd? Kathleen. Hey. That's pretty much it. So I want to say thank you for being here. God bless. Take care. Be safe. All those things that you should be doing that you're probably not doing. And make sure you stay hydrated.
Quiet.
All right? Otherwise, you don't want to end up being a...
Get here.
All right. I'm out.